Oh, hello everyone. Welcome. Oh, just jamming to the theme tune a little bit then. Welcome to Spyro 2 RIpto's Rage. I'm InfinityGene yet again for the third time now, I think, this event. I'm going to take you through the, it is called the penultimate run, isn't it? Because we think we've only got one more run after this. So, we're going to get started into this. We haven't started the run just yet, because the time will start once we get our movement. But I'm going to briefly just explain the story here in about like 30 words. Spyro wants to go on holiday, but then these other people in Avalar say no. RIpto's the evil bad guy. He's like, rah, 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 and then Spyro's going to kick his butt again. And we're going to start in 3, 2, 1, go. And for some reason I've still got my split sounds on, so you might hear some split sounds during the run. Because I was doing some attempts earlier. So yeah, we adventure on into the sequel of Spyro 1, which is Spyro 2 RIpto's Rage, also known as Gateway to Glimmer in the PAL region. I nearly said NTSC, but this is the NTSC version, so that doesn't make sense. Oh, I'm just going to try and get up here quickly. Uh-oh, this might be a problem. Right, so we're going to have to try this again. So what we're trying to do here is we're trying to light these lanterns. And we have to relight them again because they're about to burn out quickly. So, there we go. So, I'll be able to explain what's going on in a second. Just make sure I get these lanterns. There we go. So, you might also notice I'm doing some weird sort of jumping at the moment. And we've referred to that as double jumping. Double jumping is kind of our main strat of the run. And that allows us just to gain additional extra heights everywhere. So, we're going to be doing that quite a lot. It's also important to note that this double jump doesn't actually exist in the Spyro 3. In the Spyro 3. Sorry, I'm just rushing around a little bit here. And I'm falling off. Wow, this is a great start, this. This is why I was a little bit nervous about running Spyro, but I'll explain what's going on a bit more in a second. So, as I said, pretty much this leaves off from Spyro 1. Spyro 1 has him defeating, what's this called, Nasty North. And then he goes on holiday afterwards, or he tries to go on holiday. But the problem is that the portal gets hijacked, and then he gets sent to the world of Avalar, where they need a dragon to defeat RIpto because he's invaded the world of Avalar and wants just to have Avalar for himself with his 2 minions. Because for some reason this evil villain only has 2 big villains, which is Crush and Gulp, and that's it. Thanks for help. So, moving on from the story, again, the movement and mechanics are pretty similar to what you'd expect from Spyro 1 and any other Spyro game, really, where you can run around, charge around, glide around. But on this game as well, you can do a few extra things. You can flutter at the end of a jump as well. Let me just get out of Glimmer quickly, just so I can get rid of this horrid level. Oof, that was a terrible, terrible level. But basically, yeah, you've got pretty much similar mechanics, but they're sort of upgraded. So this is like an upgraded engine for Spyro. It's just more comfortable, more maneuverable to play. It's just, yeah, it just plays better than Spyro 1. Spyro 1 feels a little bit drifty when it comes to some of the turns. So this is definitely a huge improvement. So we're just going to enter our first proper main level, which is Idle Springs. Glimmer was more of an introduction tutorial level. You can't actually quit out of Glimmer, so you actually have to finish the level. Where we meet some lovely tiki idols, which we need to burn because they've got marshmallows on their sticks and trying to burn our lovely residents. We also have to make sure that we're picking up gems for the entire route. If we don't pick up gems, then we're in trouble later because we unfortunately have to pay money bags at certain times in this run. Which you may be thinking, ooh, money bags, what a scammer. And he is a bit of a scam, really, because he does charge us an extraordinary amount for certain levels later. So, again, as I mentioned before, one of our main mechanics that we're going to be doing is the double jump. It's not an intended mechanic, but basically it's giving us a second jump, which is also known as a double jump. But it allows us just to get additional heights, and depending on how we perform that double jump, we can get different variations of it. We're also going to be doing some flops as well. Flops are basically where we essentially let go of certain buttons on our controller when we're doing that double jump to get even more sort of height. because how the game works, it's kind of weird. It kind of like slides Spyro onto some ledges when we try and do a double jump and then sort of let go of those buttons. So you're going to see that a little bit later on. So we're going to move on swiftly to the end of this level. The other thing that we're also collecting in this game are orbs. Orbs are needed to essentially activate certain portals in the game. They are part of the storyline. We need the orbs essentially to defeat RIpto in the final boss. So you need 40 orbs to access the final boss in the game. And then to go against RIpto. But there are ways to get into the RIpto boss arena without even a single orb. But that's for a different category. That is for any percent. So any percent is basically like a boss rush. 40 orb is more about getting 40 out of the 64 available orbs in the game. As I've mentioned before, we also need gems because we need certain gems to pay money bags for certain upgrades and certain levels. And gem management is probably one of the big things in this run if you do not do certain skips. You can skip all the money bag payments, but it does make the run a little bit more tricky because it requires you to do more what we call proxies. Proxies allow you to get amazing amounts of height from something like a small enemy or a critter. It can always vary depending on where you do these proxies, but we're going to see some of those in the run. So we're going to move into Colossus next. Colossus is relatively simple enough. We've got an objective we need to do for one of the orbs here. Just going to burn some of these enemies just to get some of these gems if I can. Oops. Because again, money is important. I'm going to glide over to this eye here. Do more double jumps up here. Didn't mean to miss that barrel, but that's fine. Again, double jumps allow us to get access to stuff like that, which we're not meant to. So it skips a bunch. And that was pretty smooth, to be fair. We're going to have to get these baskets because we need all the money that we can. We'll come back for that one later. So I might have to pick up some extra gems somewhere else. But there's a 25 gem at the end of this level when we leave it. So if I need even more money, then that's fine. But right now I need... I think I need 500 gems. I'm trying to remember, actually. Yes, I do need 500 gems. What am I talking about? Ow. So we have to burn all these cursed idols now, just because they've got like sort of dark spirits inside of them for the professor. So we've got 6 more of them to go. Meanwhile, the Yeti gets smashed by the thing because of his own temper. He gets a bit angry, and that's what happens when you get angry. You get splattered by a big stone tablet thing. We're going to go outside here, and then we're going to turn around and then do a double jump. Gonna do another double jump up there. Sorry about me talking really quickly here. This is quite a fast-paced run to explain things for sure. And yeah, it's always difficult when it's always unprepared as well. But hey, it's fine. So we're going to pick up these gems. We're going to pick up every single gem here just for safety. But we've got quite a lot of gems at the moment, so I'm pretty comfortable with that so far. We got some more around the corner that we need to pick up as well. We broke that rocket earlier, which gives us these 17 gems. Oops. Please stop bonking into the idol, Spyro. But yeah, so if anyone's not familiar with Spyro as well, our HP is basically in the form of our dragonfly, which is Sparks, who's this currently the blue dragonfly that's following us around. The professor's happy that we've burnt all those priceless statues, and now we get an orb for our trouble, and now we're done with the level. And that's a gold. That's a gold because Colossus has always been a pain to do at the start of a run. But I might lose a couple seconds here because I have to go get some extra joms. That was a mixture between gems and orbs and joms. I have to pick up some joms. So now we have 500 joms. We can pay money bags. And then we interrupt him because he's still talking to us, trying to tell us how to swim. But of course we know how to swim anyway. So we go speak to Hunter instead though. He's a bit more interesting. We don't want to talk to Moneybags because he just ripped us off a bit. So Hunter is basically like a tutorial in all the levels that you see him. But for the most part you only see him really here and then maybe a couple of levels later. Where am I going? Get here. Come on. And then we have to do another glide over here. He just basically teaches us how to do glides and flutters at the end of our jumps. And he's like, wow, here, have an orb that I could have given you earlier instead of wasting your time. So we're going to go grab another orb over here. This is unintended to glide over here because you can't normally glide here unless you do a double jump. So now we have 6 orbs. Going a little bit underwater here, and that's why we needed the swim ability first, because we need to go over here. And then if we dive at the right time here, we can do an air swim. If I can get it. Oops. Come on. Come on. Come on, Spyro. Come on, Spyro. So you have to wait for the water level to basically get high enough, and then you should be able to charge, but for some reason it feels like it's patched. Game, what's going on? Hello? Air swim. This is what you'd expect in a marathon run. Always problems going wrong. Oh, come on. What's going on? Dude, what are you doing, Spyro? Spyro? Spyro, what are you doing? Oh, I don't know what's going on there. That's strange. Why is he not diving? We've been patched already. Well, there we go. So, normally that shouldn't take 35 attempts. That should be like two attempts, maybe 3, maybe first try. But eventually we get air swimming. Oh, jeez. It's a good thing that we don't have to do air swimming anymore in the run. This is kind of... well, we actually have one other level we do it in later. But, yeah, that's a bit of a shame, really, because it was a decent start with the gold and everything. Now we're going to lose a little bit of time here. But not a problem. We'll still be way underestimate for sure. Moving to Hurricos, which you might be familiar with one of the voices of the NPCs in this level when we hear him later. We're going to go up here and just pick up some extra gems, because there's quite a lot. Oops. Ooh, glide over here before these fall. Thank you. Hit the button to turn off the generator. And now we're going to hear the voice of SpongeBob.
Thanks for
Quite literally. It's the same voice actor. Something Kenny or something? I can't remember his full name, actually. So, I'm going to do a double jump up to this ledge here. And then we're going to go all the way to the right here to go out of bounds briefly. Oops. And then just fall down to the exit. Ooh, not into there. That was a bit awkward.
Thank you.
And then we get the talisman. So the other thing I should have mentioned earlier, we need all the talismans to access the bosses. Since we're not skipping any of the bosses, and since we have to do 40 orb anyway. So we kind of need the talismans no matter what. We're going to do a proxy by just jumping in here and holding up. There we go. And again, that just gives us tons of height. And essentially we can skip another sort of puzzle like section, I guess. So then I'm going to pause and then quit the level and then we're done. So yeah, that was a bit of a disaster with the air swim, but it's fine. So, but Hurricos, relatively quick. Most levels are going to be really fast for the most part. I'd say a lot of the trickiness comes from the overworld stuff or like the hub stuff that you have to do. Because there's a fair bit of hub movement you have to do. Now we're going to move into Sunny Beach, which also has another proxy we're going to be doing. But we're going to be doing this proxy on top of a turtle head. Which sounds a bit awful, but I assure you the turtle is unharmed as a result. And the turtle is encouraging us to go fast as well, of course, you know, so... It's not this turtle, though. We use his back instead, this one. But the next turtle, we will be using its head. So... The turtles don't mind it. I'm sure they'll be like, yeah, go on, Spyro. Use the head, use the body, you know, just fly around. As long as they get credit for their heroics later. So, Sunny Beach, there's a few double jumps you've got to do in some areas here. Got to make sure not to fall down there, otherwise you've got to use the turtle to get out. And then we've glide down here, dive into there. Kill this duck thing, because this duck will keep slapping you with its shovel. Oops. We're going to go over here and try to dive into its head. Oh, so that's one proxy there, but it's not high enough, so we need to keep trying. Gonna have to wait till it keeps resetting, though. Give it a second. Nearly. So it does take a few attempts sometimes, this, but this is probably one of the harder tricks of the run. Nearly. There are other ways to get into the minigame that we're trying to do. There we go. And now we're into the beloved turtle soup minigame. With the master chef. Who for some reason is cooking all these poor turtles. I don't know why. So let's go put them into the drink for a bit of a swim. Get in. There we go. So that's round 1 done. Round 1's relatively easy, only 2 turtles. Round 2, a little bit harder. Where did this turtle come from? Huh? What? You're not meant to be here? Whoa. That turtle was not meant to have been there already. What? What is going on with this game today? No air swims. Turtles spawning in early. What? Oh, that's bizarre. What is going on? There's something wrong with the game. Like, that shouldn't be happening, so that's just weird. I'm perplexed by that, because that's actually kind of bad if that happens like on a decently paced run. Just because if that turtle went into the drink, then I'm assuming that it would have just reset the screen again. Unless that counts as an extra turtle, maybe. Oh, get away. Right, this should be the last one. There we go. Rats! He's a bit upset that we didn't get any turtle soup, but that's fine. He doesn't mind, so... He plays around with his triangle all day. We'll go over there so we don't have to use the button to get into the exit. You can get in here without the turtle sitting on the button to get out, so... And then we're done with this level. For the most part, we're going to be basically leaving the level through the pause screen as well, just because it's quicker than walking through the portal. So, overall, not too bad this start. Not too bad. It could recover for sure. Now we're going to move into the last level of this hub world, Aquaria Towers. Normally we would have to pay moneybags 100 gems, but we're not going to do that this time. We are going to just pay him absolutely nothing. Never mind, I actually got that wrong. We actually pay him over there like 500 gems. Get away. And see, that's the problem. Like, I got confused then for a second because I was like, wait, hang on, moneybags. I was like, what? I don't pay moneybags here at all. I don't even talk to him. I don't even know how much he charges. Get away from me, dude. What is going on? I was genuinely practicing this a little bit earlier, and I was like, just fine. And now the game's had some weird shenanigans going on. So, no air swim, extra turtles. Oh, what next? A second boss in the same boss fight? I don't know. This is a bizarre game. And this is the game that I prefer over Spyro 300 Egg as well now. So it's like really bizarre. So now we're into Aquaria Towers. We need to flood the entire level with water to make it wet again. So we need to keep going into these chambers here and just flooding the area with more and more water by hitting these buttons. You can actually skip to the end of the level by doing the one or two proxies. But these proxies require you to keep resetting certain fodder, which are basically the enemies that you can kill to get Spark's HP. We have to briefly pay moneybags here 100 gems just to use this submarine for like 2 seconds. There we go, that's it. That's our submarine ride, just a quick transition. Just because we had to skip it, of course. And now the entire level's flooded, which means the level is done. So again, that's how quick a level can be. This NPC says our world is wet again, which indeed it is wet again. So now we're going to go into the outside section and go get some extra orbs. We're going to get 3 orbs from outside here. What we're going to do is we're going to go out here and then hold down. And the idea is we need to keep constantly charging and holding down here. What's happening here is outside in this arena, there's like an invisible barrier that prevents Spyro from going any further. But if you hold down and charge, you can actually penetrate that barrier. And essentially, you can go out of bounds in a few brief moments. There we go. And then now we need to go into this chamber here, press start, and then we've done it.
You did it.
We don't know what we did, but we did it. So what we're meant to do there is normally you're meant to rescue 6 seahorses for that king seahorse, and then he'll give you the orb. But if you just trigger the last one, you'll get the orb. So, and now we're doing Superman 64 here with the rings, which is a really, really poor old joke, but oh well. But basically, you have to go through all these rings here. I was told by another runner previously that this section can actually crash the game if you do something wrong. I don't know exactly what you do again, but this section can apparently crash, and it's like, yeah.
Good luck.
But obviously, in all my attempts, I've never crashed here, so touch wood. Touch wood. We have backup safety saves in case things go wrong. Somewhat. We do and we don't. We have a few for some areas, but we'll see. This game can crash in a couple areas, unfortunately, and it can crash just because, you know, you're running the game, or you're speedrunning the game pretty much and doing certain things you're not meant to be doing. There's certain water bodies that you're not allowed to charge into, otherwise the game just instantly crashes. So, because they're not intended to be swam into. So now, with that level done, we can leave. This is a very wacky start, basically, because I'm currently, well, it's strange, because the splits that I'm comparing against right now are my old splits, because I actually got a 1 hour flat in another marathon. But these are 1 hour 49 seconds, so it's, these splits are a little bit old. So for the most part, yeah, we should be alright at the moment. Now we're entering the Crush fight, the first main boss fight of the game.
Before you get to the castle dungeon.
We have a little cutscene there that we skip. It gives us a bit of lore as well, a bit of a backstory before Spyro came into the world and that, but yeah, we don't really care about that. We care about Crush. So we keep jumping here, keep avoiding his attacks. When he's on the blue disc, he does a shockwave attack, and then on the red discs, he shoots a fireball at us. But as long as we time everything right, we can hit him straight away. Just move away from him. He goes plonk, plonk, and then the rocks go bang, bang. Eventually they turn into red discs, and then they'll turn into a mixture of both. I intentionally take a hit there to skip a extra fireball. We'll always get sheep on the level as well. They'll keep spawning in, so... There we go. Fun fact, you can actually go and hit RIpto up there as well. And there's a retro achievement for that as well, which is kind of funny. So now he's actually going to try and hit us properly, but we now have to double jump to get out of the way. Normally you can just charge out of the way, but yeah. I'm going to take it a little bit safer here. There we go. There we go. Just so I can retain some of my HP, just so I can get another sheep quickly. And then shockwave. There we go. And the boss is defeated. Damn. Bad luck, Crush. I nearly said gulp then. And with that, Crush is defeated, and RIpto has literally one thing to say. No, Crush. It's such a great voice line. Like, RIpto's voice lines are just so more... They're more memorable, I would say, just because of, like, just the way he speaks. Like, it's just like, he's such a less intimidating villain on this game. Like, you know, you look at all the other villains in the Spyro franchise, and RIpto, you think, how on earth is he being able to take over this world? How? He's just one person, like, honestly. He's one person with a bit of an attitude. That's all he is. So here we're going to go into Crystal Glacier. We're going to do a double jump off the top of the bone and then try and glide to the end here without moving too much. If we move too much, we're not going to have enough distance to cover for the next thing. Oh. We're going to have to kill all these ice wizard, frosty, the snowman things. I don't know what to call them. They all have names, but I just don't know the names of them on this. So we save all the ice builders, and then they're going to build us a ladder. But we're only going to use one of them here. Oops. Or we're going to try and use one of them. There we go. Oh, never mind. He's a bit slippery today. There we go. So then we're going to move over here, get some extra gems. There's another moneybags payment here. He's looking a little bit cold moneybags over there for some reason. But I don't know why his colour palette is like that. He's not meant to look like that, so... Because, yeah, I think, like, sometimes in this game, you'll see, like, everyone's colour palettes are a little bit weird. And I think it's to do with the lighting. Oh my god, what is going on? So, something keeps laughing at me in the game as well. It knows the run's going pretty awfully at the moment. But it's fine. It's fun. This is what I think. I've always said it before. When things go wrong in a marathon run, it makes it more fun. Because there's no pressure, there's no worries or anything. There's, of course, a worry of not being underestimate, but that's not a worry right now at all. So, we're going to glide out of bounds. It's sort of out of bounds. It's like there's no collisions in the roof, basically, there. just to get into the talisman room, so we'd have to do it the official way. I'm going to try and grab all these gems if I can. Thank you. And get out of the level quickly, please. Thank you. Oh. There's no pressure here. There's just one more run after this, after all. Yeah, indeed. Oh. So much pressure. Oof. But yeah, with I can't speak. God damn it. Yes, Skelos Badlands. Yes, that's where we're going. Yes. So Skelos Badlands, it's like the opposite of Crystal Glacier, quite literally. It's like we've just been in the cold level, now we're going to the super hot, melty level. It's quite cool. I like the theming with the levels on this game. They're really cool. There's definitely a story on a lot of them as well, which we're going to see later. Wow. There we go. So we're going to double jump up there so we can go across the bridge, and now we have to go save the villagers from the dinosaurs. Oh. What's going on? Whoa. Hey. There we go. Messed up that a little bit, but it's fine.
Well done.
Bone dancing coming? I'm afraid not on this category. There is a bone dance % category though, which I definitely highly encourage people to watch. Get out of my way. Damn villagers. I'm trying to save them, but they keep dancing in front of me, so... Oops. There we go.
Thank you for helping.
Oh, the villagers are saved. History is preserved. So moving on, we're just going to get straight to the end of the level now, because we've already got the orbs that we need. And again, the priority on every level is pretty much talismans and orbs.
Excellent.
So we just quickly leave the level after we've got those 2 orbs, and then we're done. Is that literally just get to Bone Dance because it's glorious? Yes, it is. It is just literally going to Bone Dance, and then just getting the bones, and then watching the dance. So you don't have to watch the dance for the time. You just have to start the dance, I think. So, it is a great category. It's like 10 minutes long or something like that. I think it's less than that now. So, now we're going to go into Breeze Harbor, which Breeze Harbor has some, well, it's interesting, to say the least. People will remember Breeze Harbor for the Mimi voice line with the thing. I don't know what it is exactly. I think it might be that minecart one, or the one with the trolley, you know, yeah. But I seem to have trouble with the trolley sometimes, you know. But unfortunately, we don't do it in this run, so thankfully, we don't have to deal with the gloating bird saying trouble with the trolley. What we do need to do is destroy these happy-looking mines, because these mines are in the way and they're smiling in such a disturbing way. We're going to destroy the ones over in the distance, and then we're going to go over here, lower the cannon a bit more, and then try and get the one over here. There we go. Just going to get that container, and then get the gems. Then we're going to go onto the track, which you're not meant to do. Picking up these tokens do nothing, so don't worry. You can pick up as many of those tokens you like. They do absolutely nothing. What we do want to do is come over to this cannon here and destroy these last 4 mines. Oops. I'm going to try and do this as quickly as I can. There we go. 7, 8. Nice. That was pretty good.
Thanks.
And we get a lovely orb for our trouble. We're going to try and attempt a proxy here. Off that shell. Oh, we got one small proxy there. And we missed that one, unfortunately. So now we're going to have to do the dreaded air swim again. This air swim shouldn't be patched, though, this time. This air swim should be actually fine. So we have to kill that enemy first, and we have to be quick here. So we have to go to the edge. There we go. Now, it's extremely important here not to take any damage, because the game isn't programmed to understand what happens if Spyro takes a hit from an enemy. And if he gets hit by something now, the game is going to crash. And it won't just crash the game, it'll crash the emulator.
Thanks for...
So... So yeah, it's really bizarre, but I can probably show it off right at the end of the game. After we've done this run, I can show off what actually happens. Basically, to describe it, Spyro's model gets sort of mangled so much. Like, it gets super stretched, and it just crashes the game, and it crashes the emulator. I don't know why it crashes the emulator, because I'm surprised at that, but to crash both of them, it's quite intense. So, right, so now we're going to try and do a double jump sort of flop on top of this archway, so we can get up here. Get this orb behind the wall. Lovely. 19 orbs. Now we're going to try and do a double jump flop up here. Nice, that's great. So this I used to have trouble with getting up on that ledge. That ledge is actually one of the trickier things to do. So if you were to start running this category, that is definitely something you may have trouble with. So that was really smooth. I'm really happy with that. And now we're moving into Scorch. So Scorch, we only have to pick up one orb in this level. And that's from Hunter, who is wasting our time again, asking us to do more chores. In this case, we have to go save some monkeys. So we have to do basically ape escape strats to get an orb on this one. So we're going to do a double jump over here. So we'd have to hit the switch or anything. And we're going to go up here. I am not getting that many gems at the moment.
The monkey's great.
But I'll be able to get some more gems later.
I get hit, I'll be able to catch the monkeys as they fall.
Nice. Well done, Hunter. So he's going to go to this monkey next. Go on, monkey. Take a hit. Oh, you missed. Go on, do it again. Oh. Go on, Hunter. Take him. So if Hunter gets hit by a coconut, then that's it. Nice. Nice, Hunter. Very nice. Go on, monkey. Do it again. Oh, you missed. Get him, Hunter. Thank you. So yeah, you just got to make sure not to get hit by the coconuts, because they do hurt. If Hunter gets hit, then you have to reset. So. Oh! Get in.
Thanks for your...
Do you know if on console the system shuts down or reboots in response? No. It just flat out just breaks everything for some reason. Some PlayStation 1 games on emulator do actually respond in a weird way to the PC. Like sometimes they lag the PC really hard for some reason. Some games like B-Movie, for example, is quite notorious because I tried that before and it was really bad. So with Scorch done, we just gotta get the talisman. Again, relatively short level, not too bad. In fact, that was pretty smooth. Yeah, really happy with that. I was quite surprised that that section went really well, because if the air swim went poorly, but then the Scorch entrance was perfect, nearly. Yeah, I don't understand that at all. So now we're done with Scorch, we're going to go down here into Fracture Hills. Fracture Hills, it's a memorable level because it's got the bagpipes with the good old... I forgot the species of the animal again now. See, this is the thing. I'm not David Attenborough. Fawns, goats, pigs. They're not pigs. There is a pig on this, though.
Thank you.
Satyrs. We're going to call them satyrs then. Why not? But yeah, this level's really good. You go around here destroying these statues, which contain all of the satyrs. And these pigs also dance around as well in response. Going to burn that just so he doesn't attack us. And then we just go around the entire map, just saving them all. So they can play music to destroy the beloved mountain, which sounds a little bit counterproductive, because it means that they're playing music and it's destroying the land. I don't know if that's something I can approve of. So, with 4 of them down, we've got 2 more to go. Oops, please get out of my way, sir. Thank you. Please, get out of the way. That pig's gonna dance again. Look at him go, look at him go, he's dancing!
It's great.
Gotta watch out here for this bush. Not this one. This one. This one will eat us, and it takes a while for us to get spat out. Gonna do some double jumps up here to break into here because there's no collisions on here. Normally you would need the supercharge gate to get into here, but instead you can see the camera's sort of showing us exactly what happened there. So we're gonna burn these beasts and then kill that statue. Kill that statue? Break that statue. Sorry. So the exit's now available, but we're not going to go into it yet, because we're going to basically do... get rid of him first. Where am I going? What we're going to do is we're going to get the orb and the talisman at the same time, basically. So we're going to deal with this minigame here, where we need to escort the alchemist
Keep those earth shapers away from me.
by avoiding him getting whacked by an earth shaper. So we're going to hit these an X amount of times, and we have to make sure that we position them in reasonably decent areas. Otherwise, the alchemist is going to get a right whack, and then he goes, well, I never. He's dropped my potion. Ow. Unfortunately, I get whacked as a result instead, so... Oops. Uh-oh. Right, I need to be quick now. I have to be really quick, actually. So, I've got to basically get to the talisman before he gets to Hunter. Now, there's a chance he might get whacked here, because when I'm away from those enemies, they do reset, so... Okay, we're fine. So we get the talisman. As long as this shows up, that text, I get the talisman. And now I get the orb, because I get teleported to Hunter. Look at that. 2 in 1. And then we just leave the level. I jumped just to avoid another text box with Hunter there. Oh, jeez. And breathe, and breathe. What's my personal favourite level of the game? Oh, it's got to be Breeze Harbour, I'd say. Just because it's just fun. It's fun, the music's great, so I think it's got to be Breeze Harbour. Ah, clever, efficient. So we're on to Magma Cone here. Magma Cone, by default, you would need the climb ability to do this level. So it's important that we don't fall off at the start here and we just do a double jump just to get over here. Because if we don't, we have to actually restart the level, which is a bit of a nuisance. So now we're going to go into one of the worst minigames of any speedrun. The popcorn minigame, once we get up there. The popcorn minigame is run by Hunter, who essentially is thinking, would you like to play a game with me? And I'm like, no, Hunter, I want my orbs. But Hunter's like, nah, you're not going to get any orbs until you play this game with me. And this game requires us to get basically 10 crystals to begin with, before Hunter does. First round is relatively easy. Hunter's pretty inaccurate with his catches, so... But on the second round, Hunter is extremely good. The difficulty is super ramped up.
Okay.
So it's like, oh, okay, I have one. But it's like, guess what? I've got another one. Do you want to play again? And I'm like, no.
Ready when you are.
So now he's super accurate. So now we need to make sure that we... Ooh, well, we're already off to a pretty bad start. If we can yoink him from the ones he's grabbing, that helps, because that actually gives us essentially 2 when you think about it. Oh, he's yoinked that one. Unfortunately, he's got a big body. There we go. Oh, we're getting pretty close, so... Oh, I'm not going to make that one. Yes, I am. I lied. Again, it's all random, this, so there's no, like, pattern. You just got to make sure that you can just grab them. Ah, Hunter. Oh, it's getting close now. Wait, Hunter missed one. What? Oh, okay.
You're real.
Oh. It is such a stressful minigame. I've lost runs a couple times to that minigame. So that's why I just had to stay nothing and just focus then. So with that, then we can go up the whirlwind and we can proceed to the end of the level. We're going to do it a little bit differently. Again, there's a moneybags payment on this level, but we don't like paying moneybags, do we? Ooh. He's a bit of a fraud, really, moneybags, and it is proven. No, it is proven. So we're going to go over here and just avoid him entirely. Do a double jump up onto this ledge, and then hopefully... So ideally I was going to try and do a double jump to that volcano, but it's fine. We can use this instead to do this. There we go. As long as we land on top of the volcano, it will close it. But normally you would need the climb ability to do this level. So you'd normally have to climb up the volcano and then close a lid on it. I'm going to pick up these extra gems just for safety, because I'm not exactly comfortable with my gem count at the moment. So right now we need 400 gems to access Shady Oasis, so this is a mandatory payment. There isn't really a way to avoid paying moneybags here, unless you play a different category, like any percent. So moneybags is like, yeah, have £400 for a bridge. £400? 400 gems.
I thought I'd never find a sucker. I mean, you're a shrewd customer, Spyro.
Damn. He's such a shifty character, but honestly, Moneybags is what brings some of these Spyro games alive, I think. Like, it's just such a great addition. He has no redemption arc or anything. Moneybags is just a criminal. He's just an absolute criminal in these games, and that's it, so... to pick up all these extras. So on this level, Shady Oasis, we have to go feed the hippo some apples, which turn him into a giant, strong hippo. Just like any other hippo would do, right? In real life. I think they're apples, or the berries or something. I'm not too sure. I think they're berries, maybe. So he goes big, and then he goes small again. Because it's only ever so tiny, the amount of time he gets that for. We can ignore all these enemies as well. Just to point out, none of the enemies in Spyro 2 give you gems. They only give you spirits. Spirits are used to... well, when they eventually find the way. That spirit was struggling to find the exit then. That was interesting. But yeah, the spirits basically activate the power-up gates. Some levels will be using that, but not all levels, so... Ow. That was not very nice. There we go. Come on, eat, eat. Run! Oof. Kill the enemy as well, why not? So we go to this extra sort of mission that we need to do, or quest, which requires us to get these lamps off these thieves. We get the talisman first though before we finish. We must never let hippos have apples if this is true. They are scary enough as is. Indeed, indeed they are. So we need to go get some bowls and then throw them at the thieves. So we grab this. I think on this one you're normally meant to just chase them, but you can just do this instead, so... oh, I'm gonna have to chase this one because I forgot to get the ball. Ah, I went into the water. Yeah, I forgot to grab the ball, but it's fine. There we go. Then we go up here again, and then we go get the last thief. The last thief is onto the left side. So we're just going to make sure we do some double jumps here. We'll grab a few more gems here, but I think we'll be fine now. Oh, he's a sneaky one, this one. There we go. Lovely. That was good.
Thanks for bringing.
These guys look too much like the egg thieves. They're pretty much the same thing. Yeah, just a little bit re-skinned and retextured, just ever so slightly. So the hippos are happy now that they've got a giant tree with no apples anymore because they've eaten them all. That's a great ending to that story there. I think what really makes this game really good compared to Spyro 3 in my view, the cutscenes. There's cutscenes when you start a level, there's cutscenes when you finish a level, and it just gives you a better idea on what's happening around in these levels and these worlds, and it's like, it tells you, oh, hang on, this is what's happening, and we need to go save them or something. So, it's pretty good. Right, we should have plenty of gems here, so as long as we grab these 2 5s and the 2, we should have... yeah, we'll have enough. We'll have enough, because there's 75 gems on this island where this orb is. So we should be good. We'll be over by 1 gem, basically. So, there you go. 2 gems, maybe.
Legend, thanks for the gems, Spyro.
And now with that...
All this cash, I can open a
So the other thing I should point out now as well, you can bump into Zoe, who's the sort of checkpoint fairy that keeps coming up everywhere. For some reason, you can just bump into her. It's stupid. Like, you can bump into her normally when she's just actually in a level, but when she's in the checkpoint form, you can still bump into her anyway. Oh, wow, okay, so... I was just focusing then ever so slightly. Whoa, okay. So, because that trick's actually a little bit awkward. So, you can stand on some of that geometry, but not all of it. There's like a very small portion of that geometry you can stand on to essentially skip practically all the level. And it's quite a hard thing to do if you don't know where you're standing, so... we're going to stand here as well, because if we don't stand here, those birds are going to hit us with a bomb in the cutscene. And we'll fall down anyway, so we might as well just stand here and then just glide across anyway. Like so. That bomb nearly hit us then. And that's the level done. We have to go get 2 more orbs though before we finish. but we've already got the talisman. And that is the last talisman of the game as well. So we've collected all 14 talismans now. And now it's just a case of getting enough orbs for the RIpto fight. Hey, that's nice. So we're going to do some double jumps up here onto the ledges here so we can skip this minigame here. And speak directly to the professor here, who just gives us an orb anyway. Who thinks that we've done the minigame, but we haven't. And then for some reason, he just spits out 2 seeds, thinking that we're going to use those. But we're not, because we can just do this. And we speak to Juliet, because there's a Romeo and Juliet storyline in this. And unfortunately, we don't get to see it, so it gets skipped. And then we're done with that level. And that's a gold split, yeah. I expected that to be a gold, because that was pretty solid. That was pretty good. So now we're moving on to the second boss fight of the game, Gulp. Gulpy Gulp Gulp. Gulp is a bit annoying.
Well done. You'll have to
He's
jump
sort
down
of similar,
to get
obviously,
to
in terms of like, I don't know, is he similar? No, he's not really similar to Crush. He has different attacks he can do. But we're going to try and stop Gulp from doing those attacks, because if we do, it slows us down, it's dangerous. So in this arena, we have 3 different types of attacks we can do. And that's determined by these eggs that spawn into the arena by these birds. So these birds here are going to drop the eggs. To begin with, we're going to get barrels for this first attack. So we're going to have to wait till one of them spawns. There we go. And when we hit it, the other barrels get destroyed, or the other items in the arena get destroyed. So we want to make sure that we stay behind Gulp as much as possible as well. Just so we can manipulate him, essentially. Ah, that missed. Okay. I got him. Nice. So the bombs are probably the worst thing to use. The next one is rockets. Rockets we can eat and we can spit at him. And we can actually do multiple hits if we can get another rocket after consuming one of them. So we consume this one, and then we get ready for the next one here. And then we hit him again. There we go. So now at this point, the items are a little bit randomized. If you go to green sparks at any point as well, you'll start getting chickens for HP. So again, I had to look around to make sure that there weren't any rockets that were getting spawned in first. Because it's important to go for the rockets as a priority, just so you can get those extra hits in. As long as you keep circling around Gulp as well, he won't bother you. Alright, we're going to try and get this barrel on him. There we go. Nice. Good hit. So again, you can see how trivial this boss fight can be as long as you just be patient, spin around, and just don't let him do anything, basically. Because Gulp is a little bit silly. He doesn't realize that we're behind him. Bombs. Bombs. Oh, we'll take bombs. Oh, nah, I can't have that. Sorry, Gulp. He was going to use his bomb attack, and that was not good. So it was unfortunate that I missed a hit on him then, so I could have gone down to 1 HP now. So ideally, I'm hoping that a rocket spawns now. Oh. It did spawn. Oh, come on. Dude, what are you doing? No. Oh, I need that chicken now. Oh, this is a bit of a mess. I just need 1 hit on him now. Anything. I don't care. Well, actually, I do care because I can't really hit him with bombs. No, I died. No, I have to do it again. I got the hit on him, but then I died. Oh, bugger. Alright, well, that's 2 minutes gone, unfortunately. It's more than 2 minutes, really, but oh well. Oh, dear. That's happened before, so I'm not unfamiliar with that. RIpto's Rage, yes, indeed. This run is just weird. don't like these bombs. They're so awful. I'm just gutted because, like, I got the rocket. I got the hit on him with the rocket, but then the barrel, I was like, yeah, I've got to be really careful there because if I'm too close to the barrel, I actually take the hit as well. So... but it's fine. Buff this boss in the patch, for real, for real. They buffed the air swim at the start of the game. What is going on with that? That is... it's so bizarre, that, but it's fine. It's just funny. It's funny for me, so... oh, I need another one if you can. Anything? Oh, that sucks. The problem is I really need to be careful, because if he goes anywhere near any of these items and stomps, he's obviously going to destroy it, so... god damn it, gulp. We're still going to be underestimates, so that's not a problem. 2 barrels, is that it? Fine. Unfortunately, he destroys everything, even the eggs that haven't cracked as well. So... burn his tail, why not? There's nothing. Oh. I'll take it. The chicken's gonna spawn now. But yeah, we'll be fine though. We'll still be underestimates, so that's not a worry. But yeah. Again, this fight, casually, if you don't do this strat, is really difficult. In my view. So... oh, they're all bloody bombs. Why? Oh, game. Oh, I need that chicken. That chicken is just a big priority. Oh, I don't want to die again. I'm just going to have to play this safe now at this point. Oh, what is going on? I'm getting really bad spawns, to be fair, as well. I need a chicken. I need a chicken, thank you. Got him. Nice. Again, the bombs are just really tricky. As I've said before, like 10,000 times now. But thankfully, the rest of the game after this is really short. When they pop into a couple levels, just again for the orbs only, I'm going for the kill. Thank you. Pain, pain, more pain. It's interesting though, because according to these splits, I can save 2 minutes on this next split. So, okay. Even though my PB is probably a little bit more improved than that. But hey, we'll take that. So now we've Gulp destroyed, we can go into Winter Tundra, which is the final hub world, which only contains 4 levels that we're only going to access, really. So we're going to try and hopefully do a proxy here. This penguin? Nope, that's fine. To be fair, I never get that proxy anyway, so but it's always worth trying. What we are going to try and do is get onto this ledge here without falling off. And I'm going to glide over here, do another double jump onto this ledge here. And that gives us access into the... no, it doesn't. Nearly does. I'm getting ahead of myself there. Now we have access. Hey! Now we go grab this orb here. And then we're just going to do some more double jumps up these stairs. So what we're doing is we're entering Dragon Shores to begin with. Now, Dragon Shores is a big giant portal that's in the middle here. Now, in this game, all the portals are stored underneath the actual archways. It's the same for Spyro 3 as well. It doesn't apply for Spyro 2 because that doesn't actually exist, because all the portals are accessible. But here, they are not. They are all underneath. So when they're called for, the portal itself goes, and then it goes into the portal archway. When the game calls for it, basically. So, it's quite interesting that. And it allows us to do a lot of skips, especially in Spyro 3. So in Dragon Shores, we normally need a lot of money and a lot of orbs and everything just to get into it. But we're going to break inside by doing this double jump here onto this ledge. Now, at this point, I am going to do a safety save state. Just because this game has a chance to crash here. If I accidentally do the wrong input. Now, that shouldn't happen. But I've seen a lot of things happen in this run. So let's just take it nice and easy here. So what we're doing here is we're not charging into the water, and you might be wondering, well, it's slower this way, isn't it, Gene? Yes, it is. So we're going to do a double jump there. Going to take the super flame, which is now a perma breath, perma fire breath, etc. thing. And now we're going to do it again. So the reason why we don't want to charge into the water is because if we do, the game doesn't have any idea on how to swim in this area properly. And as a result, it just crashes. It doesn't expect us to be able to swim in that type of water, because that water is not usually accessible. So the game is like, I can't be bothered anymore. It just crashes. It just freezes up. Now, it's weird, because if you don't have sparks, it doesn't crash. But the camera gets into a weird sort of state, basically. Ooh. And I didn't go high enough. The problem is I didn't want to accidentally dive then, so... how many lives am I on? 3. Okay. We're going to have to keep pushing forward. That's fine. This is definitely one of the more intimidating tricks of the run. Only because this jump over the thing to get out of this area here is annoying to do. So I'm going to stop on the spot here. There we go. Right. So now we're going to talk to... the Nork, or Nigel. I'm going to try and perform a breakout, which we didn't get there. That's fine. We have to wait until the coaster ends now, unfortunately, and run over this baby. Thank you. And every time we just got to keep trying. Oh, come on. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to do a double jump out of that sort of cutscene. And it allows us to get off the minecart, basically, before it actually starts. There we go. So now we've broken out of the coaster, so now we have access. Got to be careful here, because certain things don't work in this state. So I need to make sure I get into this area here. And this is the cutscene viewer. And you might be wondering, why are we watching the cutscene? RIpto defeated. Now, this is not the end of the run, just to be clear. This is not the end of the run. RIpto has been defeated. In theory. Like, he is defeated in one sense, but he isn't. And what this does here, it basically gives us all our power-ups that we didn't purchase. So all the things that Moneybags would have charged us for, basically Moneybags doesn't exist anymore now. Moneybags is kaput. Finito. He's gone. He's run away, basically. But basically, we kind of told him at the end of the game, give us the money that we just gave you. And Moneybags is like, no. Hunter, for some reason, beats him up for the money. Hunter, of all people, is not the person I would have recommended for that job. Considering Hunter himself is not exactly astute when it comes to helping out others. Considering he kind of caused RIpto to invade in the first place. I'm just saying, you know. I'm sorry, but I don't like Hunter that much. Because Hunter ruins everything, basically. So into Metropolis we go. So Metropolis, now we've got our abilities and everything, we can do a lot more in this level. And we also have our fireballs as well. So fireballs are good just for firing around, but they're also really good for one of these upcoming mini-bosses that we're doing here. Basically this mini-boss here requires us to throw bombs at it, but instead we're just going to throw fireballs at it. And it can't do anything, so... And with that, that mini-boss is down. Easy.
Excellent.
So there are 4 orbs that we're going to collect on this level, because now instead of talismans at the end of a level, we get orbs. So once we complete a level, we'll get an orb. Do a head bash there, which is our new ability that we just got for doing that cutscene. Going to push through that shield there. Oh, no. Don't fall. Ah. That's a bit of a problem. Okay, I'm going to have to go down here again. Wonder if I can do it this way. In fact, it's probably better doing intentional death here. I've never really fallen from that position before, so I was a little bit lost then, because I don't know the rest of the level. Okay, we're here then. So that's fine. I'll have to follow this route then, because I'll have to figure out where I am at now. That's fine. It's not a problem. It's just a little bit annoying because I have to do all this now. What? Oh, that's not fair. Why would you do that to me, game? Oh, dear. Right, anyway, moving on. Let's go into this section here where we have to destroy some of these UFO sources things. Oh. I'll be able to have a nice rest after this run. There we go. So I was meant to try and hit some of those when I was flying to this power-up gate, but that didn't seem to work out, so...
Excellent work.
So we get the end of the level orb first, and then we get the one for the saucers. And now we've got to do another round.
Hi.
And now we get to do the whole sequence again. So this super gate's quite special because it gives us the flight ability as well as fireballs normally. But of course we have infinite fireballs anyway. Oh, nice Spyro. Nice, got it. There we go.
Nice flying.
Oh, nice flying, yes. Yes, nice flying indeed. That was beautiful flying there. Oh dear. Yeah, I'd certainly recommend watching my PB run. That's definitely more of a calmer run. Even though it's funny that I got a 1 hour flat on that, only just, because my goal for this game was it was a sub 1 hour, but I somehow got a 1 hour flat only by a few frames or something. So it's like, damn. But then I decided to myself, you know what? Sub 1 hour, 1 hour. It's fine. We'll accept it. I'll accept it as a goal achieved. So now we're going into Mystic Marsh. Mystic Marsh, again, relatively quick level. And this is the thing, like with Spyro 3, a lot of the levels were a lot longer. And there were more levels too. So, but yeah, this one is relatively short. We go to the end of the level for the orb first, and then we just get another orb, and that's it. It's probably done in like 1.5 minutes. In theory. Oh, nice. That's good. Good start. So we're doing some double jumps on this water fountain here. There is another orb you can get on this level, but I wouldn't recommend it. It's relatively long, and it requires doing this unorthodox route for the professor just to get a simple pencil back. We want to speak to Basil the Explorer instead and get his spark plugs for his car, because cars. So we need to basically try and shoot this kangaroo, or whatever it is, kangaroo ferret thing. I think they're kangaroos. Again, it's one of those animal questions which I'm not too familiar with. Whoa, let's not go into the portal, please. Thank you, Spyro. Can I get out of the water? Thank you. Right, so again, we're going over here to get this next spark plug. There we go. Gotta make sure that we pause and unpause so we can skip the animation for the spark plug. I'm just gonna stand here and just aim. There we go. I stayed quiet for that voice line then. Love Basil. Such great NPC. And we don't really see him that much. We only see him this once and that's it. And with that, we're moving on to the final main platformer level, which is Robotica Farms. Robotica Farms is a little bit more lengthy, this level. It requires us to do quite a lot of kills in the level because we need access to the supercharge gate. Before we do that, we're just going to appear quickly and get the orb from the rock. It's important not to forget that one, just because if you do, you're a bit stuffed, because you need an extra orb then somewhere, and you'd be like, where can I go get an extra orb? So we can get 3 orbs from this level. We'll be getting one for getting rid of the pests on the scarecrows, one for finishing the level, and one for supercharging all the obstacles. And then we're on to the final boss. So we're getting pretty close to time soon. About a couple minutes away. Again, we've got to try and kill as many enemies as we can on this one. Just so we can get access to that gate. Of course, having a super flame breath is extremely helpful, to say the least. Whoa. Oh, nice, I got him. Cool. I wasn't sure if I got him then. So we're going to scare these bugs off first, and then we're just going to stand here, and then I'm going to shoot them. There we go. And he gives us a lovely orb for saving his fields. Why do robots need fields? Because they do electric on their fields, because logic. Because obviously they can't eat plants, so they make electric instead, I guess. I wish I could grow energy on a tree or something. Yeah, that'd be cool. Oh, I missed him. That's fine. Skip you then. Sometimes the enemies don't fully die as well. Sometimes you need to wait. You have to look at them basically for them to actually properly die. And now we turn on his electric fly zapper for some reason. Like, this is why I love the style of this game. It's so wacky and funny. I don't have enough enemies. I need 15. Oh, man. Thought I had enough. Don't think that's going to reach. Oh, I did. Okay, nice. Unfortunately, we still have to wait until it goes to the actual gate before we can use it. Come on. Soul! Thank you. And now we can supercharge all these obstacles. The big ones that we need to focus on are the doors. If we miss the doors, we're stuffed. We have to do it again. But here, we're fine. Even if we miss this last one for some reason, we're fine.
Fine.
Oh, I'm just nearly done with this run. I'm nearly done. I'm nearly done. We've got 40 orbs now. We can go to RIpto. Hey. But of course, we could go to RIpto any time, but yeah. It's a funny one because it's like 40 orb doesn't end until you defeat RIpto. So it's not a case of when you get 40 orbs, it's when you actually defeat the final boss. Even if you defeat him early, you still have to defeat him again. So, but of course, why would you enter the fight early? Unless you were capable of dealing enough damage to RIpto early.
All right.
Like, it depends, really. I mean, what is considered faster, potentially? Doing RIpto or doing Dragon Shores? It's a funny one, really. But I'd recommend Dragon Shores because obviously you need the perma-breath for some of the levels anyway. So, RIpto, it's quite a tricky fight. I need to focus on this first phase. So, oops, hang on.
Spyro.
It's quite a tricky one, this, because I just need to shoot fireballs at him. Oh, this is hard. Oh, hang on. What? Why did he move? Again, this game is really wacky today. Don't know what's going on. But yeah, all we have to do is just keep spamming circle for the first two phases. Again, makes it super trivial, this. Phase 3, however, phase 3 is just perfectly normal. We get a health restore as well for phase 3. So time is going to be when I get, well, when RIpto basically runs out of HP, like when his bar goes to 0. Oh, gotta be careful though. I'm just exhausted. It's Sunday, I should have been sleeping in. It's fine. But yeah, I hope you've all enjoyed watching this. It's been a lot of fun. I will crash the game in a moment, because I've still got like 2 minutes left at the end of this. And that's time. That was a gold split as well, funny enough. Oh, and there goes RIpto. Perishing. And we'll see him again. We'll see him again for a couple games, even though he's just melted in the lava. I don't know. I don't know what he's made out of, to be honest. RIpto really defeated this time. And we put the guidebook back together and it goes boom, bang, sparkle, sparkle. And we get to see Moneybags ever so briefly again, even though we've already sent him on his way. Hi, Moneybags. Oh, we'll skip that, though. Right, before I go, I will crash the game as I said I would. So, we're going to go to this state here quickly. And, as I said, when you're in this state, it's all fun and games and everything. It's all cool. You can fly around. You think, oh, this is awesome. But unfortunately, if one of these enemies, say this guy here with a hosepipe, shoots you, well, the game just crashed then. You didn't get to see Spyro get all stretched or anything, but the game is now crashed. The emulator has now locked up and everything. So, oops. So, yeah, that's it, basically. I wonder if I can... oh, I can restore it, okay. I might be able to get the weird-looking one quickly. Give me a second. no. But as you can see, it just gets a bit broken as a result, so... I think they might have actually fixed the emulator issues, because it actually hasn't crashed the emulator this time, so... Anyway, with that said and done, I'm going to pass it over to Cruel, who is going to wrap up this marathon with their final game, which is going to be... when I look at the thing... Slime Mori Mori Dragon Quest. I don't think I've ever heard of that game, so yeah, be interesting to watch that, Cruel. But yeah, with that said and done, thank you so much for watching this run, and also the other 2 runs that I've presented this run, and also everyone else's runs as well. And with that said and done, thank you very much, and goodbye.